I'm going to start if it goes on. Okay, I think we're good.
Yep.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our DOR info session. My name is Janet Sturr. I'm the team manager, and we have a lot of great information to share today. So I'm going to turn it over to our two presenters, Lori Bennett and Elisa Eklund, and I'll let them introduce themselves, and we'll get started. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming on and being interested today in our construction industry. So I am Lori Bennett. I'm from Ventura County. Actually, I was raised in Ventura, but I currently live in Camarillo. So I've been here about 55 years now. My family's business is Fence Factory and C&W Construction Specialties. And I am currently a board member of the Ventura County Contractors Association, and I was a past president. And I'll let Lisa introduce herself.
Good morning, everybody. Lisa Eklund. I have EP Consulting, and that came about by way of my career in the construction industry as a superintendent and project manager. And when the economy ended up kind of going down, I got picked up by the Ventura County Office of Education as their industry liaison for manufacturing, construction, and architecture. And when it went away, I've continued to do the connecting to bridge the gap between industry and education. So welcome all. Glad to see you.
Excellent. So I'll share my screen and get started with a small presentation that we have, and we can answer any questions. I've got the chat open. We'll see how that goes, and we can also, if anybody wants to ask the questions live. So let's get this started. Share my screen first. These are small things we need to remember as we're doing our presentation. All right, here we go. Now we're sharing the screen. Okay, so as we introduced ourselves earlier, Lisa Eklund from EP Consulting. She didn't mention that she was a licensed general building contractor, but she is. Or maybe she did answer, notice that or mention that, but she's the construction industry liaison. I am a family co-owner. My brother, my mom, and myself, we own and operate Fence Factory and C&W Construction Specialties. And I'm on the board of Ventura County Contractor Association. So, and Lisa, if you wanted to jump in while I'm doing this, please let me know. But what we wanted to just give you a broad overview on apprenticeships versus on-the-job training, because there are different ways that someone can be trained when they go into any type of trade or portion of the construction industry. So apprenticeships can either be through a union-sponsored trade or open shop, which is non-union trade. Most are registered through the federal and state Department of Industrial Relations. Some are not, but most are. With on-the-job training, it can be structured and tiered program, very similar to apprenticeship programs. And they are specifically designed by the employer contractor for their business needs. Most on-the-job training is done through open shop employers. Internships, sometimes available through various construction-related companies, but usually internships you'll find for estimating, project management, sales, administrative jobs, not usually out in the field. You'll see some fabrication and yard support positions, but usually you don't find internships out in the field. But apprenticeship and on-the-job trainees usually go through 1 to 4 years of a structured training program. So kind of going back through this with my companies, I have a union side and I have a non-union side. My union side is signatory to the Carpenters the laborers and the operating engineers. And they've gone through a very structured 4-year program. And they have to go to school at night for those 4 years, and they work on the job. After the first 3 months, they're able to come on the job. So that's their apprenticeship. On my open shop side, we hire trainees, and they go through a structured program, what we call in-house training. And we train them and go through something that's similar, but not the same as an apprenticeship program. So on an internship side, I've seen a lot of large construction companies that will offer internships for young people to come and work for them, let's just say during a holiday or the summer, and get a feeling for, what it is like to be a project manager or somebody that does some estimating. And then the timing, I know there's with some trades, they have a 5-year program. The electricians, as opposed to 1 to 4 years, there's a 5-year training requirement for electricians. So there's many opportunities out there. Lisa, did you want to add anything on that?
No, I think that was a great overview of the difference between the two and the different on-ramps.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and take this particular slide?
Okay, so as Lori mentioned, she's going to go over union and non-union and the different trades, but there is so many different trades out there. We wanted to just keep a really broad overview and then be able to give you resources that you can go and do some research for yourself and see what resonates with you and sounds good for the way that you like to do things. So there are 4 main types of construction that we're going to address here today. One of them being residential. This would also include all of the service trades that are out there. So everybody needs somebody to come and work on their plumbing and their electrical at their home. But this is anywhere from new building to the repairing that you would do. Commercial and institutional, you have your schools, your hospitals, anything where typically the general public is going to those facilities. Industrial, we would have your power plants, any of your different businesses up in Thousand Oaks, such as like Amgen and so forth. And then your infrastructure and heavy equipment. So Lori's company works, the union one works out on the highways doing guardrails, any railways, bridges, communication, and then your drainage systems. So those are kind of like the main areas. And then from there, you can get down into the different trades of the different type of work that's done.
So as far as trades go, I mean, there are probably 20 or 30 that are maybe even more, but we've got a couple links that we can show you that you can also use offline to see what is out there, what kind of trades are available. Most people think of carpentry right off the top. Things that we can't live without: plumbing and electrical and HVAC. HVAC stands for heating, HVAC, heating, venting, air conditioning, right? So the different positions are the hands-on trades out in the field, but then you have foremen and superintendents. We discussed that earlier. So when somebody comes up through the trades and they learn what they're doing and they become a journeyman or a journey person, they can be eligible to be a foreman. And with more training, they can also be a superintendent. So with that comes more responsibility, usually more pay. But those are things that you have upward mobility if you choose to when you do any of the hands-on trades. I have employees that they start out in the field and they become estimators or project managers. That's where they get their start, is out in the field. And some of my employees have been 25 years doing the same position because that's what they like. That's what they love to do. They love to go out into the field and they love to build things. And they love to drive by and tell their family, I built that. But you'll also have, you know, in the trades, architects and engineers. They plan things for us to build. They put it all together. They make sure that it works and it's safe. You have owner contractors. So I'm a second generation contractor. I didn't jump into this on my own. I actually didn't want to be in construction, but I found it and I found my passion with oh, I don't know, after my teenage years and going to the junior college for a while, I realized, hey, there's something really here in this construction industry. So that's what it was for me. For Lisa, I'm sure, well, I've heard a lot about Lisa's background, and it's amazing the things that, you know, she has done for herself as well. So with the available training, this is Lisa's bailiwick. She is all over this, and she's been working on this for many years. So Lisa, give us the info.
Sure. We've actually started getting quite a few more opportunities to get training. As Lori mentioned, a lot of the training is on the job training. It's just having an interest, and that's basically a really good on-ramp and a good start. That's how I ended up starting. I was in the restaurant business and I wanted to be in construction, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't have all these resources. And so I worked behind a framing contractor that did a lot of track building out in Simi Valley and all around the county, and found my way through. So the really great thing about construction is there are so many jobs, and starting out in the field is a great place to start because you have an idea of all the other things that are going on, and it's not a straight path. So that's the really great thing about it, is you can jump into one and get into something else. Our community colleges in the area, and of course there's more outside, and there's trade tech and other places down in the valley, but we're just going to focus on our immediate area right here, and kind of the surroundings. So at Ventura, they have a construction technology program. I started out taking a class there. I love the program. They teach you estimating, materials. It's really geared if you're going to be a construction manager or an estimator, or if you want to go into the field of being an inspector. That's a whole nother area that you can go to be able to go out onto these jobs and inspect and make sure they're to code. They also have a great architecture program there. Those students typically end up going on to four-year colleges up at Cal Polys and all over. They have that program's phenomenal, but it's also great. It's part of the construction technology program that you can learn about the drafting and plans and how to read them. They have a welding program there. Oxnard College has an HVAC and controls program. That program, I went out there, pretty much everybody that's in that program right now is working out in the field. Moore Park, I'm not sure if there's solar programs back up, but they have an environmental and solar program out there. College of the Canyon, a little bit further out in Santa Clarita, offers the construction technology, project management, surveying. They also have an interior design program out there. In Santa Barbara City College, very similar in what they have if you wanted to drive north. If you're really interested in the drafting, which goes great over into manufacturing and into construction, Ventura Adult Continuing Education has a great program. Simi Valley Institute has just started up their carpenters program through the Southwest Mountain State Carpenters Guild. And that program, I think that they're in their second cohort, I think, but that's a good one to check out. And Oxnard College, the location of Oxnard College has a program. It's called MC3. It's through the union. It's a multi-core program, It's very similar to the NCCR, which is the National Center for Construction Education and Research CORES program. And that's put on by LAUNA, which is the laborers union and the police
Activities League.
activities league. They have that. And that's those both the MC3 program and the NCCR core program are great because they're short, more kind of boot camp, just your basic. You're going to get plan reading, construction, math, and your main trades, your carpentry, your plumbing, and your electrical. So you have a good understanding when you go out in the field and your safety part. And then building associations, as Lori mentioned, the Ventura County Contractors Association in January is going to start that core program. And you can get hold of, I think Lori's going to have her contact information at the end. The ABC, Associated Builders and Contractors, they're more down south. They also run apprenticeship programs and craft training programs for all the different trades. And Lori also included, there's the Tri-County Building Trades and the AGC. We're going to have a couple of resources there that are really nice to be able to go onto and be able to see all the different trades and where the training is located.
Exactly. And this slide here is really what I was thinking about. Really, what do we want to express? The main thing is to find your passion. And do exploration. Don't worry about, oh my gosh, what am I going to be? You need to open your mind, I guess, is what I'm thinking. I was going to go into law enforcement. I went to Ventura College for 3 years. I like to play softball, so I was there for 3 years while working. I had what you could consider an internship, but it was for my own family business. So when I wasn't going to school, I was learning about the business. But I was just going to get my undergraduate, my AA degree at Ventura College. And I did in business administration, but I also took the AJ administrative justice courses. And then after the 3rd year, I worked for the Ventura County Parks Department. I loved being a park ranger. I was accepted by the CHP, but never went forward with that. I worked for Ventura Police Department as a police cadet. And then I decided to go to Cal Lutheran. I transferred all my credits and only went to Cal Lutheran for 1 straight year because I didn't have a lot of money and I had to borrow it. So, and I got my business administration degree after my 5th year, my 5th full year of going to college, but I was working part-time the whole time. But I ended up realizing that it was going to be construction that I'm going to stay in. And I went back to Ventura College, of all things, went back into the family business full time, started learning a lot of stuff from the ground up. And I started taking these classes at Ventura College that Lisa mentioned. That I didn't have before in the business path that I was on. I took a welding course and that was awesome. I took blueprint reading. I took computer-aided design. I took, there was the materials and testing. There is so many courses there that had opened my mind to the excitement of, there's even a simplified engineering class. I'm not an engineer. I wasn't the greatest at math, but boy, I learned what was needed in construction math. So our suggestions for you to explore different trades by taking different CTE pathway classes at your school or community college. Some of the schools throughout Ventura County just don't have a lot of these CTE classes, like a wood shop, automotive. Lisa knows so much more than I do about all that. She's been out there to visit them. But if they don't have it at your school, see if you can do something at the community college, if that's, possible. Research different industry careers online. We'll have some resources for you there. There's so much that, you can look at nowadays we didn't have back then. You had to physically go and see things online or on site, as opposed to being able to see it and research online. sign up for a STEM camp. So there are throughout the county, we put on through the Ventura County Contractors Association, a construction camp. There are other STEM camps that deal with engineering. They'll deal with, science, obviously, and technology, other things like that. But get involved in one of those. Look for an internship. So like I mentioned before, you won't find much of an internship out in the field for hands-on construction. It'll be mostly inside, but you can learn a lot about the industry, the overall industry, inside a construction company, whether they're a general builder, a general engineering contractor, or even what we call a specialty trade. My business is fencing and highway guardrails. Those are considered specialty trades. Work for a construction company as a summer job. We used to have that all the time. Things have changed in the state a little bit, but we'd have kids that were like, for example, on the football team or at school, and they have a teacher that said, hey, we think that you would be, good going to work maybe at a construction company, and they'd call us through ROP, and we'd have them in the shop, teach them how to drive a forklift, teach them, what the basics are for loading up a truck. But things have changed a little bit different, but there are other companies that do summer jobs that you can learn. And then one thing I was just thinking about was volunteer for Habitat for Humanity. I'm not in the building trades, but I certainly learned a lot about building homes and whatnot, because I volunteer a lot for Habitat for Humanity. And it is so awesome to be able to get to see how these other trades are done. And you can get some good skill there too. Lisa, anything else you'd add for that?
No, I definitely think that I would agree with you on find some place and just start. And you would be amazed that all the other things that come up and how you find your way. But it's just a matter of going in and, I know that jobs, high paying wage jobs is the new terminology now. And I firmly believe that anything that you do well, and once you have enough skills, you're going to get paid well. And the skills that you learn by working on a team out in the field and organizational skills, those are transferable. So whatever you end up going on and doing in life, it won't be a waste of your time. You'll just have that much more knowledge to be able to share and to use if you go on to another career.
Yeah, and find your passion. So here, get back. So I took the liberty of including some pictures that I had. So I wanted to go through a couple of these really quickly just to show you where you can do some resource searching. But over here on the left is a project that we had here at River Ridge Golf Course back in the early 80s, I think it was, mid 80s. And we had to use a helicopter to get our cement to the project because they accidentally resodded the project before we got there. So this turned out to be very interesting. Using the equipment is one of the things that some of our guys are very passionate about. There is a lot of physical labor, but there are times when nowadays we have remote control machinery as well. Besides sitting in a seat, we can remote control, dig and pound while walking behind a piece of equipment. So things are changing. This picture here was a wonderful job we did for the county of Ventura. We're a fence company, but we were able to pile drive with a huge piece of equipment. And this is at Fox and Canyon. It's a debris basin. So just things that my little company does that helps out with, our local construction industry and the different counties and cities. But this is one of our, now these, you'll see pink hard hats. We no longer will have pink hard hats because now we are doing a co-ed camp starting in June of this year. That's correct, Lisa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Third week in June.
Mhm.
And talk a little bit more about that while we're on that subject right now, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. So I was fortunate that I got to do this with Lori and a bunch of other women a few years back when I worked over at the Ventura County Office of Education. And that picture down in the bottom corner was a project that was selected for the summer, and they built a greenhouse for the ag department that was there on campus. The camp was not around for a couple of years because of COVID, and Lori in the past has had the camps over in Oxnard. It's moved around from different cities. This coming summer, we are going to have it up in the Conejo Valley, and we are going to have a flyer coming out soon. And as Lori mentioned, it's co-ed. Daniel Bell, that was has recently left Thousand Oaks High School and is out at College of the Canyon, is the one that does the instruction for these camps. And Lori and her team get everything put together, and students are able to learn about the safety, the use of tools, and putting together different construction programs. This year, the construction program that they're going to do is going to involve all those main trades that we spoke about, so that you can have some understanding. It's a great way to figure out if either I like it or I don't like it. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, we'll have more information on that. But the camp's pretty cool.
Yep. So Lisa talked about NCCER. Our time is coming up, so I just wanted to go over this quickly. NCCER, the National Construction
National Center for
Yep.
Construction, Education, and Research.
Thank you. I know it by the acronym. So Build Your Future. I clicked on this link, and this is so cool to go through this. If some of the teachers haven't seen this before, this is so awesome. So it talks to you about all the different trades, what they make. I've not shared, there we go. I've not shared before while doing a lookup online, but there are so much to explore your construction, careers, career path, whether it's for a union or open shop, trade, whatever you want to do. It's just amazing the things that you can find from that link. The Associated General Contractors, they have a link as well. And oops, that page is not found. We'll have to get you. Oh, well, it does show it. Training and education events. So these links should be available from these slides, I hope. But ABC, same thing, the Associated Building and Contractors, they have apprenticeship programs. There's the Tri-County Building Trades, which is represents the San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and Ventura County area. And they have a really cool pre-apprenticeship program. I think that's what you'll find over it. Is that the same thing at Oxnard College now?
Yes.
Yes, through their Yara program. So these are comprehensive pre-apprenticeship. So young people can, take a look and see if this can, be part of their passion. So that's an excellent idea. And then what we just talked about was the Ventura County Contractors Association, and we're in a collaborative with Housing Opportunities Made Easier Home. Because in the building industry, a lot of people talk about the need for homes and, housing, and we just don't have enough employees to even build the housing that we need. So that's why they've gotten together with us in a collaborative for exploration and training in the construction industry. And this is that camp that we're going to be having here in the Conejo Valley in June. And we'll have these flyers out. We'll distribute it to as many people as we possibly can, but it will be a co-ed camp. Daniel Bell teaches co-ed. Sometimes that could be an issue for some people, but we had done just girls construction camps. We did middle and high school. Boy, they took on a lot. They operated equipment. We have a lot of stuff going on, but we want to make sure now that we open it up to everyone, because now we've got see more and more females in the construction industry. So that's about it. Let's see. Yep, that's the end of it. Is there anything that we can answer for you or give you some more information?
Lori, this is Janet. How many people do you take in that summer camp? How
Well,
big is it?
we've had it to 30, and that's what we're looking at right now is having a 30-person limit. This will be our first co-ed. So one thing that as we get the ball rolling, we'd like to have more and more camps during the year, not just summer.
What do you look for in a student that's interested in the camp?
Someone that has the passion to learn more about and that they want to be there, not that their parents want them to be there, because they will be operating equipment and driving. They'll be operating heavy equipment and they'll be operating power tools. So you got to want to be there and focus. And you know what? Here's the thing about the construction industry is some of my best employees, just so you know, they have had dyslexia or issues with learning, but once they got into construction, there was something about that that really changed their lives and they became the most productive. So not to turn it around to anything other than the fact that I've noticed that they have been able to overcome any type of learning disability that they've had.
Yeah. There is one question in the chat. It's asking, is there an age limit for the camp? First one.
Age limit for the camp would be, I believe we're gonna go with 15. Is that the is that freshman age, I believe? And we can talk
Okay.
about some exceptions because we've had some very exceptional middle schoolers from 8th grade, for example.
Great. And then the one other question says, what is an open shop? Is it non-union?
Correct. So that's a terminology. This goes back to the 1800s. But open shop just means that you're not required to sign up for any union to be able to work for this contractor. So open shop means you're not signatory or union.
Great. And there's a question, is there a flyer we can distribute to our students? And you said that was coming, right?
Yep, we're just finalizing everything and getting that all together. So we will absolutely get that out to you and then everyone here, but we do have it being disseminated throughout the entire Conejo Valley.
Okay, and then the last question I see here is, what is the maximum age for the camp? Is there a max age?
The maximum age. We haven't really had an issue with that in the past, but I'm going to say 19 at this point, but I know we have some continuing education students or students that have, needed to stay in high school a little bit longer. So again, we can make exceptions for that, but I'm going to say at this point right now, 19, but if a student or if a instructor feels that a student would be a good match for this, we can help with, making that happen.
Yeah, some of the programs are up to under 22. So they can, okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we haven't had to deal with that before, but we're very flexible and I'm the one that runs the camp. So hey, I get to say it.
Great. All right, that's all I see in the chat. Thank you so much, Lori and Lisa, for coming on. This has been a great presentation.
Thank you for
Really
having
appreciate
us.
it.
I'll send you the presentation and that way they can hit these links.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, look, there's Conejo Oaks Academy.
Yes, they are here.
Hey, good to see you.
That's great.
Right on. Well, thank you so much, everybody.
Sure. I'm going to stop the recording and then we can keep talking if you'd like, but I'll